Buckle up, folks, because I'm about to tell you a story. This is just one of those classic Darby stories that if you know me in real life, you've heard this story. And since we're all friends here, I figured it was about time I shared it with you guys as well. Just like the title says, this is the story about the time I got locked in my own bathroom. But let me give you some context here, some clarifying information. I feel like you need it to fully understand the story. The year is 2013. It's early June. I have just graduated from high school. It's summer, time of our lives, all that jazz, okay? Also to note that living in the house at the time was my mom, my dad, me, and a very old, very beloved German Shepherd, okay? We're setting the scene here, folks, okay? That's who's living in the house at the time. Also, as a disclaimer before we start, I do have photographic evidence of this debacle, and I will be showing you guys those photos. However, I need you to keep in mind that the year was 2013. So the technology wasn't quite there yet. When the grainy images pop up, keep in your heads that they were taken on a 2010 iPod Touch, okay? All right, we'll put that out there. On the night of June 8th, 2013, yes, I know the exact date because the photos are time-stamped. Thank you, technology. I go to take a shower. Again, keep in mind, summer, I'm nocturnal, so I'm up late and I'm showering late. Everyone else in my house is asleep. I think nothing of it. I go to take my shower. I get out of the shower, and that's when the debacle begins because the door will not open. Odd, because that's never happened to me in the 18 years I had lived in that house at that point. But you know what had happened recently? My father had done a DIY home project, as dads do, and put up new trim, painted it as we were redoing the bathroom. In retrospect, all that we can figure happened is that it was new wood, new paint, heat from the shower and steam, hot outside, the wood swelled, and I could not get out of the bathroom. All right. You're 18, you're stuck in your very own bathroom in your own house. Sounds like something that's easy enough to fix. You just start banging on the door and a parent will come rescue you, right? Wrong. Wrong, wrong. That was my first attempt. Bang on the door, try to open the door some more, bang on the door. No one seems to be coming. It is good to note that my father does snore loud and would not wake during an earthquake, honestly. My mother, however, is a light sleeper, but she's at the other end of the house next to someone who's snoring loudly. So you can understand how maybe she couldn't hear me. I also have a German Shepherd that should be able to hear loud banging noises and at least bark to alert someone that something's going on. But he's a little old, probably a little hard of hearing at this point, and he needs his rest. I don't blame him. Brutus did nothing wrong. So we go to plan B. Now, like most teenagers, my phone was glued to my hip. I didn't go anywhere without it, so yes, it was in the bathroom with me while I showered. I think I'll just call the cell phones of my parents, they'll hear it ring, they'll get up because it's the middle of the night at this point, and they'll think something's wrong. I call both cell phones multiple times. I leave voicemails so another notification will go off. Nothing. Fine, you don't want to pick up your cell phone? I'll get a little more creative still. I'll call the home phone. That phone rings louder. Even if they don't hear the phone ring, we have an answering machine. And I'll just start screaming bloody murder so that it projects it louder throughout the house because they're clearly not hearing me from where I am. I leave several screaming voicemails on the home phone. I'm calling the dog's name. I'm screaming. I'm banging on the door at the same time, hoping that the sound of the banging will also be amplified throughout the house through the answering machine. Nothing. So what do? Quick, think on your feet. You're 18, you have a phone that does this. This is the exact phone, by the way, because I'm a memory hoarder, so of course I kept it. What do you do when your parents cannot help you? Did I call someone who had a chance of coming to help me? No, I did not. I called Tyler. And I woke him up out of a dead sleep. He was so mad when he answered that phone. But then he heard me say the words, "I'm locked in my own bathroom." There was a moment of silence and then the mood changed because Tyler knew he was in for a ride. He buckled right on in and was ready for the comedy that is my life. I remember Tyler and I talked on the phone a little bit, but it was agreed upon that I was not going to stay on the phone with him because I was to conserve battery life on my phone. However, I also had my iPod Touch in the bathroom with me because I had been listening to music while in the shower. So I had Snapchat downloaded on there and I was going to Snapchat him all of the evidence that was going on in this debacle right now. That is where we get all of the photographic evidence from, and that's where we'll start this lovely photo journey. So everyone say thank you to Tyler for having the wherewithal to screenshot all of these photos as they came in. We've already been through plan A, bang on the door, plan B, get parents to rescue you by using your cell phone, and plan B and a half, get moral support from Tyler. It was time to move on to plans C, D, E, through Z, however many it took, because I truly did not want to sleep in this bathroom. I, however, did make a little tub nest in case of emergencies, in case I truly couldn't get out, and it's comprised of clothes and dry towels I found strewn around the bathroom, okay? Tub nest, first step. Second step was to make an effort to get out. I'm not super mechanically inclined. I, however, have a basic knowledge of how a door works, so I know which mechanisms are standing in my way, and I have my will to survive. Basic survival, like fight or flight instincts kicked in that night. I'm now surveying around the bathroom at this point, looking for tools so I can take the doorknob off. In my head, that is the logical first step, because maybe it's just something jammed in the inside of the doorknob mechanism. If I can get the doorknob off, maybe that fixes everything. I end up finding one of those metal, like dental teeth cleaning picks, some Vaseline, a pair of beard trimming scissors, and one of those like foot files that like you use for pedicures, but the big like sturdy wooden kind. That's what I have as tools. I'll throw that picture up here. In this photo, you can see I already got the doorknob off. I was successful in that. I took the beard trimming scissors and used them essentially like a screwdriver and just slowly but surely turned out all of the screws in the doorknob. Here, I'll show you a more close-up of the doorknob. I got it off, and the inner workings of it were so old and so rusted. They were original to the house, and I knew that there was absolutely no way I was about to fix the situation this way. Next step was the only other mechanism holding this door up and keeping me in were the hinges. To get the door hinges off, I used the Vaseline like WD-40, greased it up, and then was using the scissors to get it started and jamming them up there. I ended up cutting my wrist and my leg a little bit while trying to like just jam scissors wherever I could. And there's pictures of that. We called them battle wounds because at this point it was like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning and we were feeling dramatic. So, battle wounds for you. I did end up getting the door hinge off. I started the hinges with the scissors and finished them with the pedicure paddle where I could get better leverage on it to jam it out of there. Got both of the hinges off the door. Door was still not budging. Was so jammed that I couldn't push the door out and I couldn't get my hands under it to pull it towards me. I was trying to use the pedicure file to like get leverage under the door so I could just move it enough to get my hands under there. I'm kind of running out of ideas. I don't know what else there is to do. At this point in the evening, the guy I was kind of talking to at the time is now aware that I'm locked in my own bathroom. I ended up breaking down and telling him because this whole debacle was going on. He was like, oh my gosh, like, why are you up so late? And I'm like, I'm locked in my own bathroom. He was at his friend's house, like half a mile from where I live. There was 4 of them over there and he had been to my house before. So he knew that I had a trampoline in the backyard. And his bright idea is, why don't me and the boys come over and we'll just push the trampoline under your bathroom window and you can jump out. I loved his energy. I loved where he was going with that. I will take a picture of the bathroom window though. It's not like a window. It's one of the small bathroom windows. And in my head, I'm like, can I get out of there? Can I get up to get out of there? In my head, I'm trying to figure out how the like physics of this is gonna work. Because if I go out feet first, it's safer. But how do I get feet first out of a window that's above my head? I'm like, do I crawl? Do I just jump out head first? Hope they've moved the trampoline close enough to the window that I don't hit one of the metal springs and just injure myself. And I'm sitting there. And at this point, it's probably almost 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm getting desperate. I am seconds away from throwing my dignity and my whole body out the window and just letting these boys push a trampoline under my window so I can jump out of my bathroom like I'm in some cartoon or a zany sitcom. Like, where's the laugh track? I'm waiting for it at this point when I hear, Darby, are you okay? It's my mother. She had at some point woken up, come down to the bathroom, seen that the light was on, and was wondering why I was still awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. How she didn't trip over the doorknob is beyond me, because when I took my end of the doorknob off, I heard the other doorknob fall and hit the wood floors on the outside of the bathroom. But at this point, I'm irritated. I'm like, no, Mom, of course I'm not okay. I'm locked in the bathroom. At which point, she reaches for the doorknob that's not there and goes, let me get your father. Yes, hallelujah. Please someone go get my father. Please get me out of this bathroom. I have Vaseline on my hands. I have rust on me. I want to go to bed. I want this debacle to be over with. Get me out of this bathroom now. So she goes, has to wake up my father at 3 o'clock in the morning to come get me out of the bathroom, to which I informed him that there was no doorknob because I had taken it off and there were no hinges because I had taken them off too. So he simply kicked the door in. He was like, step back, move, kicked the door in. Thank you. I stepped out of the bathroom, said, I'm not cleaning any of this up, and went straight in my room and went to bed. I left the tub nest there. I left my tools on the floor, door hinges and handles everywhere, door off the hinges completely. I said, it's not my problem. I'm not cleaning it up. And I went to bed. I took this photo the next morning for Tyler for the conclusion of his story, but the door was literally just taken off its hinges and left in the hallway because I was not about to deal with it, and neither were they at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's truly something that would only happen to me, and I laughed so hard about it the next day. The fact that I woke Tyler up to tell him about it, the fact that I used scissors and Vaseline to take door hinges and a door handle off, the fact that I was about to let the guy I liked at the time push a trampoline under my window to come get me out of the bathroom. Like, the whole ordeal put together is just something that could truly only happen to me. Here's some lessons I think we should learn from this story. Always take your phone in the bathroom with you, even in your own home. It was not the thing that saved me. It might be the thing that saves you, but if not, you can at least call a friend for moral support. And sometimes that's enough. Number 2 is, ladies, if he wanted to, he would. I literally had a guy offer to push a trampoline under my bathroom window for me at 2:30 in the morning so that I could jump out to safety. Also, what a creative solution. I love that. I hope wherever that guy is right now, he's doing wonderfully because he deserves it. So ladies, if he wanted to, he absolutely would, okay? And 3, always take photographic evidence because you will look back on it years later and still be able to laugh about, 1, how dramatic you are, and 2, how this could only ever happen to you. Now, the resolution of the story is, I have never gotten locked in my own bathroom again, or any bathroom for that matter. The door got put back on its hinges, we got a new doorknob, and I actually gave Tyler the half of the doorknob that I pried off myself as part of his graduation present. And to this day, he still has it. That is an artifact. It'll either be sold at some auction for millions of dollars someday or passed down through the generations and told with the lore of the time that I was locked in my own bathroom. And now you folks are a part of the lore too. I hope you like this story, and if you ever want more stories of things that could absolutely only happen to me, leave a comment down below. And as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.